Oh, it's time for Reading Comes Alive as I read to you from this week's chapter on the D. Gary Young, the world leader in essential oils. I am excited to share with you. I'm excited to be with you today. Let's see who can jump on. And even if you can't come on live, if you find this recording, I hope you enjoy it. We're in the time frame of about 2002 right now in the book, on page 102. And what's cool about what we're going to read today is this is the story twofold of when the French friends, Martha, Marcel, and Jean-Noel come to, hi Tammy, come to the farms in Idaho and Utah to see the work of Gary in person and come to their first Young Living convention. Now, this was my first year of using essential oils, so I was not really involved at this point. So I was not at this convention, and I was not involved this early in knowing the ins and outs of this business and this company and this love of oils quite yet. I was just diving in myself. So as we go further from this point on in this book, I can't wait to share more and more stories with you as I get more and more involved. My first convention was 2005, so it's coming up. So here's the picture of our French friends from our farm in Provence, France, standing there with young Gary, young in age Gary Young, right there. So here's what it says. Finally, the time had came to invite Marcel and his wife Marta to the convention to see what Gary had built. Marcel had often laughed at his American with big ideas until the moment he arrived and saw what Gary had accomplished. Gary flew with them, and Jean-Noel first to Idaho to see St. Mary's. Marcel was amazed at the beautiful lavender and Melissa and was thrilled to see the new baby lavender growing so well. They flew back to Utah and drove down to the farm in Mona. Before the car had completely stopped, Marcel opened the door, jumped out with great excitement, and briskly walked through the lavender field, touching and smelling the plants as he hurried toward the distillery. At the 2002 Young Living Convention Farm Day, with tears in his eyes as he spoke to the group surrounding the distillery, he said, "The student has now become the teacher." It was the greatest compliment that Gary could have imagined. Convention Day at the farm each year hosts thousands of people as they explore the many facets of the farm, walk through the beautiful flowering fields, and Marcel at the seed-to-seal process in such a peaceful environment. If you can go to Young Living Convention, take that opportunity to be in the field. It's phenomenal. There's only like 300 tickets left for this year, this 2018 convention, so jump right on that. The fields are stunning when in bloom, with an aroma that wafts through the air from miles away. Hundreds of people come to participate in the harvest and/or the 5K or 1K runs through the lavender fields. Children and adults alike enjoy the happy and calming effects of lavender. Lavender essential oil is said to be the mother of all oils, which I call the queen. A tour of the distillery is a must and is what the farm is all about. It is an awesome sight and a breathtaking moment when the oil drops bubble up from the condenser into the separator and the essence of seed to seal is right before your eyes. After the distillation has finished, the oil is taken to the decanting and filtering room. There is usually a little plant debris that escapes into the separator that has to be filtered out. The oil is also weighed and entered into the logbook with other details specific to this distillation batch. When this is finished, the oil goes into large stainless steel containers that are taken to the warehouse. Samples are sent to the laboratory for analysis to make sure the compound structure is within the proper range. And when all the specifications are met, the oil is released for bottling and production. That's seed to seal, my friends. So just a few pictures. You saw them. There they are, the men talking together, Jean-Noel, Marcel, and Gary. And here's just a picture of them lecturing right outside the distillery, which is one of my favorite places to be. There's a lot of pictures coming up, so have fun watching them here. Check out the glare. Okay, good. So, juniper is wildcrafted in the mountains south of Mona, Utah. The landowner is giving Young Living the trees in exchange for clearing the land to make more room for his cattle to graze. What a beautiful thing. An old tractor tire filled with concrete works very well to pack the cookers. I've even been inside the cooker to pound the lavender and stomp on it. The beautiful red color appears when sunlight hits the juniper, and that's where you can see the separator coming down from the distiller, and the oil and water separate. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite fields, and you'll see a lot of pictures of me on my website and around that are in the German chamomile fields, and this is before the harvest. And you see the German chamomile up front with the little white and yellow flowers and green, and then to the distance the lavender farm across the road. Beautiful. And then German chamomile being loaded into the cooker. It's just such a beautiful plant. So fun. So the Mona farm is right here. Just as Gary envisioned in 1995, the Mona farm has become a worldwide destination for the entire family. The restored old farmhouse is beautiful and quaint, offering an array of essential oil products and souvenirs. One can't help but to leave the farm with a tremendous appreciation for the drop of oil you are glad you have when you need it. The immense amount of time, effort, money, and dedication that is all part of Seed to Seal is indelibly imprinted in the mind forever. The Parishon Show barn is visited by thousands of people every year. So horses are a big part of Young Living essential oils. There is the entire community of animal lovers within Young Living that we use essential oils with, and horses are one of Gary's pride and joy, and we love learning from the horses as they share the oils with the horses each year. So the medieval village hosts many events at the farm, and the medieval swing is fun and educational for the kids. This is a place where you go and hang out and just lay in the field or lay in the grass, sit and visit. How often do you get to sit and visit with hundreds of people that are just like you? It's a beautiful thing. We've had concerts out there. They have jousting. You'll see as we share more pictures. But my favorite is the lavender. The 5K run through the lavender has become a very popular event each year with people from all over the world. So we're always giving back, and those 5Ks go to our foundation, supporting people and kids all over adults and kids all over the world. Bunch of pictures. The boys following in Dad's footsteps with their cowboy gear. Grandma LaRue still yodeling at age 91 in 2015. LaRue's adorable. See her right there? Nice. Members and staff have fun together playing in the Western show. Everyone laughed when the town clown wanted to share his ninja red. It's fun to get picked to dress up and be part of the show. And then you can see the water sports and the wall. There's activities to keep the kids having some fun and family time. When Gary brought jousting to the farm, it became a very special and exciting event. I love when Mary sings the national anthem before the jousting. It's just so special to be in that arena and hear everyone come together. Chess tournaments are a big success. The boys love chess. And Gary says jousting is a challenge and loves all of it. The protective armor and chain mail weighs 90 to 100 pounds, and the lance weighs about 38 pounds. On a hot day, the temperature inside the armor is 5 to 10 degrees hotter than the outside temperature. Kind of fun. He is definitely a man of adventure and loves to share that with us. What a beautiful horse. Bandito de Amores, the dancing Frisian, loves to entertain, making his trainer Felix very proud. The 8-Up Young Living world-class show of horses are a thrill to watch. The show horses have taken many ribbons, and several hold individual first place ribbons, including that of Supreme Champions. Nice. And here's the boys. Joseph and Jacob kept the crowd laughing as they threw the javelin while riding their miniature horses in 2014. All the children love running through the lavender fields. That's a picture of Jacob and Joseph when they were very young. Now they're 16 and 14 years old. So, more pictures. Gary leads the procession for the opening ceremony with Felix and Jacob while Mary sings the national anthem. Freeman drives the Young Living Unicorn hitch in the competition. The lineup for the judging of 8-horse hitch. And you can see that the whole picture across. Is that not glorious? Can you see it without the nice? Beautiful. The first annual draft horse show, Young Living Farm, September 2015. Finally, the newest event took place at the Young Living Farm in September 2015 in the first rodeo draft horse show and Einkorn Festival. The new arena is beautiful and spacious for the 6-up and 8-up horse teams as they show their precision and beauty to the spectators. Draft horse teams came from all over the United States to compete and enjoy the environment of the peace and beauty at the farm. The Lane Frost Challenge bull riding competition entertained everyone as the bull snorted, the riders rode hard, and the clown distracted anything that was moving. An array of wagons, stagecoaches, school bus, wagon took everyone back in time. The miniature horses pulled a miniature stagecoach were fun to watch as they bucked and kicked up their heels, trying to feel their independence. The event was magnificent, and as many learned about aromatic crops and distillation, the excitement spread everywhere. The dancing Frisians were exquisite in their performance and will certainly give the powerful jousting Percherons a challenge for taking center stage. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that. There I am again. The dancing Frisians were, I already said that. Different equine events will be a great addition to the farm, and there will certainly be plenty of manure to add to the composting for the natural fertilizer that feeds the crops. There's a reason for everything at the farms, my friends, and Gary is that old school farmer that knows exactly what needs to be there to have homeostasis. Katie shows her beautiful Percheron. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. In the ladies' cart competition. They're the beautiful horses. Rex Peterson, who has been training horses for the movie industry for 38 years, demonstrates with his horse Tough that starred in such movies as The Nick, Winter's Tale, and Appaloosa. So there is a combination of work and play, always a balance with Gary Young. And I think that's incredible. I grew up with a father that knew how to do work and play and knows how to balance and knows how to turn that play into beautiful education and beautiful opportunity for those to come along with him as well. So one more piece, we're going to change gears from all the fun at the farm to how are essential oils formed. So getting a little scientific here with this page of the book. So number 1, electromagnetic energy called sunlight comes in, creating chlorophyll. Molecules inside the plant cells convert sunlight into energy. And then, of course, we need water. And then carbon dioxide, right? And then coming into C3 sugars. And then coming into 3C3 sugars and creating C6 sugars, which equals fructose. And then enzymes secreted by the cells bring in 3C5 isoprene equals the plant essence. So through the process of photosynthesis, not only can plants produce food, but certain plants go beyond and convert nutrients into volatile aromatic compounds in order to protect themselves from sickness and insect damage, or in the event of a forest fire, cause the dry leaves on the ground to burn more quickly to protect the roots. These aromatic compounds are stored in glands in different areas of the plant and are released under low temperature and low pressure after varying lengths of distilling time. So let's talk about quality and purity. Gary's commitment to quality and purity begins with the seed to seal process. So what determines a genuine, pure, therapeutic grade essential oil? We have a poor connection. Hold on a minute. I'm back. Is this better? I'm hoping for a better connection. Nice. Okay. So thank you, Linda. Thanks, Tammy, for hanging with me on here. So we're into a nitty-gritty page about that question. So what determines a genuine, pure, therapeutic grade essential oil? Every plant created by God contains DNA and messenger RNA, or what Gary likes to call memory RNA, which contains decoding instructions or the blueprint for the enzymes and sugars that produce essential oils. So how are essential oils formed? In the process of photosynthesis, plants not only produce food, but in addition, some also convert nutrients into volatile aromatic compounds in order to protect themselves from sickness and insect damage, or in the event of forest fire, cause the dry leaves on the ground to burn more quickly to protect the roots. The aromatic compounds or oils are stored in glands on the plant stems and or leaves. The essential oil is released under low temperature and low pressure after varying lengths of distilling time. The proper environment. When the proper environment, soil, nutrients, water, cultivation, and man's careful management, the highest quality essential oils can be produced that support the body's natural chemistry for health, spiritual awareness, and emotional stability. I love that sentence and I want to read it again. With the proper environment, soil, nutrients, water, cultivation, and man's careful management, the highest quality essential oils can be produced that support the body's natural chemistry for health, spiritual awareness, and emotional stability. The proper seed species is critical in order to produce the highest quality. But how do you know if you have the proper plant species unless you are the grower or working with the grower? Hi, Marie. What is the origin of your seed? How do you know that the seed is not genetically modified? Most seed is commercially grown in a nursery, not subject to the challenge of nature, sun, water, wind, and temperature changes. The harshness of nature develops strength in the plant's immune system that is expressed in the essential oil. Seeds grown in controlled environment generally produce genetically weak plants, which usually produce a low quality oil. Growing healthy plants begins with understanding the physical and chemical properties of soil, along with nutritional needs of the plants. Insufficient soil nutrients and poor soil conditions will result in poor essential oil quality. Geographical location, soil type, climate, elevation, humidity, temperature, sunlight, frost-free days, rainfall, and many other variables determine the growth of the health of the plants and thus the quality of essential oils. Aromatic plants grow best in well-drained soil rich in nitrogen, potash, and phosphorus with a pH of 7 to 8. Clay soil needs an abundance of compost, humus or hummus. It's not like hummus we eat. Enzymes and microbes to break down its naturally rigid structure and change it to the ideal composition. Composting. Composting increases the nitrogen, a very beneficial element in organic farming, which is practiced in Young Living farms worldwide. Yes, we are 100% organic. We are not 100% labeled organic because we don't want to spend the money for something not necessary. Are you seeing me, you guys? It's really windy outside, so I may be getting a poor connection. Okay, you can hear me. Good, because it keeps saying poor connection. Composting increases the nitrogen, a very beneficial element in organic farming, which is practiced at Young Living worldwide. Discarded food scraps such as banana peels, coconut husk, and skin peeled from mangoes, papaya, apples, etc. are added to clover and alfalfa to begin fermentation. When all of this is mixed with manure and the liquid worm castings, we have an excellent fertilizer that provides a high source of nitrogen to feed the plants. Weed control. Weed and pest control are always major challenges in organic farming. Gary Young has developed a natural herbicide made with essential oils, neem oil, and castile oil. His pest control spray is a combination of cinnamon, palo santo, basil, Idaho tansy, pine, and citronella with neem oil as a carrier oil. Their efficacy is quite remarkable. It has been very interesting to watch how the different plants respond in a positive way to the essential oil spray. Weed and pest control sprays made with essential oils can dramatically improve the organic environment of the plants. Soil sprayed with certain essential oils has been shown to digest unwanted chemicals in the soil as well. Naturally, it is much more expensive, but the results are well worth it. Weeds can be a farmer's worst enemy and one of the biggest challenges when growing organically. For that reason, it is important to control the weeds through cultivation early on as the plant develops. Number 1, summer fallowing cuts the weed growth and prepares the ground for planting. Number 2, planting cover crops such as beans, corn, triticale, clover, etc. help choke out the weeds and add more nutrition when it is plowed into the soil. Number 3, rotating the crops is always beneficial and adds different nutrients to the soil. Number 4, some aromatic crops like chamomile and clary sage grow so close together that they choke out the weeds. Organic farming. Young Living practices organic farming methods and requests the same from all partner and cooperative farms. The Young Living farm in Ecuador is very rural and far from any industrial and city pollution. The air is fresh and uncontaminated, which leads itself very well for organic practices and certification. In 2013, the Young Living Ecuador farm received organic certification for the plants, raw farmland not yet planted, and for our cacao from Ceres, which is a German organization accredited by the U.S. Department of Agriculture compared to USDA organic certification. Distilling clary sage. Gary had been distilling clary sage at the Mona farm for over an hour when the water supply pipe to the boiler broke, shutting down the distilling. The oil yield was good and the distillation was almost finished, so the workers wanted to unload the cooker and prepare for the next one. But Gary had a thought. Let the material sit in the cooker until we are ready to start again, and then let's distill for another hour. Uh-oh, my thing just died. Let's distill for another hour and see what happens. He was amazed when he covered that during the second distillation period, there was greater extraction of the very desired compound sclerol, allowing the clary sage to sit in the cooker until the pipe was repaired, softened the fiber channels, which released even more sclerol. The oil from the two cooks was combined, achieving a greater balance of all the constituents. The Young Living farm in France is now using this same distillation technique. The environment greatly affects plant growth and the quality of the oil that produced. Latitude and longitude are complex factors that determine the compounds produced in the plants. Many questions can be asked about distilling each plant, but for each plant there will be many different answers. Only someone like Gary Young, who grows, harvests, and distills plants in different countries with different climates and soil conditions, could give you complex and in-depth answers. Sometimes it takes years of working in the same area in the same farm with different plants to answer some of these questions. Many people can go and visit a farm, watch the workers in the field, observe the entire distillation process, and think they know all about distilling. Yet, they couldn't duplicate what they saw or answer detailed questions about the operation. Preparing the soil, planting, cultivating, distilling, and scientifically testing are all part of the education to understand the whole process, besides the problem that come with climate changes and the solution for the problems that come with those changes. Extensive research will always be an ongoing part of seed to seal, including soil composition, climate and environmental statistics, planting, cultivating, harvesting, distilling, and analytical testing. Planting a new crop is very expensive and can be very costly if wrong decision is made. So last picture is a picture of helichrysum, which grew beautifully in Utah, but due to the high elevation and the cold winter temperatures, the neural acetate compound was too low for Gary's approval. Even though it had nice aroma, it was dug up and replaced in different crop. So now our farm of helichrysum is in Split, Croatia. It took someone like Gary Young with his expertise to find just the right place to grow our precious helichrysum. So that's it for us today. Sorry about the poor connection if it was, or the phone call I just got, or my stand kind of wiggling at the end as the battery went dead. So thanks for hanging with me for story time, and next week we're talking about wolfberry. Have a nice day.